Okay, that's a shooter. Oh, that's probably the best group I've ever shot in my life, actually. Okay, y'all, it is story time. About 6 months ago, was at SHOT Show, and I met a guy named Derek, and he is the owner of Horizon Firearms. Now, I had heard of Horizon Firearms. I knew them as kind of an industry leader as far as newer cartridges in the rifles that they made, but I'd never shot a Horizon Firearm rifle. And he was so gracious and so kind. He invited me to a dinner of an influencer appreciation dinner. They were very, very kind, and I wanted to give the rifles a chance. Now, they do make some high-end rifles, and I'm always a little bit skeptical of very expensive rifles because I don't, a lot of the time, for how much you spend, you don't necessarily get a lot more value than a little bit more of a budget rifle. I wanted to give him a chance because he was such a good guy. I gotta say, right out of the box, it's a beautiful rifle. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't shoot. So we took it to the range to see how accurate it would be. It's not doing too hot. It's a pretty lousy group. It's like what, 1.5 inches? 2 inches? Honestly, when we first started shooting this rifle, it was shooting pretty poorly for a rifle of this caliber and in this price range. I was not very impressed. I've had budget rifles that shot tighter groups right out of the box. Group we got.
Not much better.
So we assumed that there was something wrong in the system with this rifle. It could be the scope, it could be the rings, it could be the rifle itself, which I actually doubted a little bit. But then Griffin shot an okay group, and Landon wanted to be a little bit competitive, so he shot a group, and he shot this group. Ooh. After seeing Landon shoot that group, we thought maybe we need to give this rifle another chance. Well, y'all, I shot a really terrible 5-shot group. Griffin shot an okay 3-shot group, and then Landon and Griffin decided to have a friendly competition to see who could shoot what they thought was a crappy rifle. And Landon shot a dime with it this time. We've shot about a box of ammunition through it at this point, and so maybe we just needed to break it in, honestly. I'm kind of thinking if we shoot it again, we might get some better grouping starting to happen right now. So we're going to give it another go. This is a good lesson. Sometimes you just got to break your rifles in. They don't always shoot right out of the box. You got to work with them a little bit. They need to get some fouling through them, and then you can get shooting good. And then Landon coached me a little bit on how I needed to hold that rifle a little bit better, how he'd held that rifle to get that rifle to shoot well. And then I shot this group. Okay, that's a shooter. Okay, that last group, first of all, I slowed down, took my time. Landon is an amazing coach, by the way. He kind of coached me through getting the group size to kind of come down, and I actually shot a better group than he did. Oh, that's a 3-shot group, y'all. That is a 3-shot group. That's probably the best group I've ever shot in my life, actually. So this is the first one. I shot a 4-shot group because it was all that was left in the box, which doesn't make sense. I shot this one. We're tightening in. Then Landon gave me some coaching on things that I was actually doing incorrectly, and I shot that group. It is not a common rifle, I will tell you that right now, even with a more expensive rifle where you will shoot that kind of a group. That is the tightest group, the smallest group, the best group I have ever shot in my life. I've never shot a better group than that. And in fact, it can't get better than one hole. And just to make sure it wasn't a fluke between Landon and I, we had Griffin shoot this group. So 3 different shooters with the same load, 2 different boxes of ammunition, shot 3 groups under a dime. And one of them was the best group that you could possibly shoot out of a rifle. You cannot just get a rifle right out of the box and assume it's gonna shoot well. Sometimes they need to be broken in. Sometimes they need a little bit of fouling, and then they're gonna start shooting well. That was our shooting experience, which honestly surprised me, and I'm very grateful that we gave this rifle a chance, because this is a beautiful rifle. Honestly, it looks like a work of art. Every rifle they have is unique and is very, very artistically done. Starting with the back, we have a Limb Saver butt pad, very cushy. It has a Remington 700 clone action, a Stiller action, so it's gonna be very, very familiar. It has a 2-position safety. Everything's gonna be familiar, and it's highly customizable. I don't know why you'd wanna customize it, because this rifle is awesome right out of the box. It's not a terribly heavy rifle for, I would call it like a medium weight rifle. It has a really nice feel to the palm swell of the vertical grip. You have a flat bottom on the front to fit over sandbags and to shoot really good precision style shooting. It has 2 swivel studs up front and 1 in the back, so you can have your bipod on there as well as a sling. The mag release is nice and smooth. It's not easy to do on accident, so if you're carrying it around in the field, it doesn't necessarily just pop open. It has a very, very nice trigger. Right now, this one's set at about 2 pounds, but it is user adjustable if you need to do that. And then one thing I really like about it is the little thumb shelf that it has right there. It feels very, very good when you're shooting it. The action itself, like I said, 700 clone, is very, very smooth. It doesn't bind up. It has a beautiful barrel. One thing about Horizon that I really, really like is every single rifle line that they have has a unique barrel styling to it. And this one is just so unique. It's almost forward thinking. It's almost futuristic in its design. And I think that's a good move by Horizon, because they make the newest cartridges. That's what they're really known for. It also comes with a very nice muzzle brake. I mean, 6mm Creedmoor doesn't recoil that much, which is what this rifle is chambered in, but it made it really, really pleasant to shoot and pretty easy to call your own hits, even in extended ranges. By the way, I have this topped with not a terribly expensive scope. It is a Burris full field, and this one is 4-16 by 50. Pretty dang good scope if you're trying to get a budget scope. Really impressed with that scope. Overall, man, this thing shot lights out. I am highly impressed with this rifle. I was a little bit skeptical at the beginning, but it proved me wrong. I can honestly say, after shooting it and handling it, it will definitely take your rifle hunting and your rifle shooting to the next level. It will shoot better than you could. This fall, I will most likely be using this rifle to hunt honest, and I know it's gonna shoot straight. I'll see you next time. Hey.
This is mine now.